So this video was initially going to be coming out on Wednesday as scheduled, just a little bit later. However, when I was editing, I recognized that I made a serious error when it comes to the audio, and this is in terms of me messing up the audio or anything. It has everything to do with the fact that I messed up on my fact checking, so I wanted to correct that before I even made it, because it was one of those that even a small little tidbit like, hey, sorry I messed this up, wouldn't be enough to justify me completely overlooking this fact. So with that, I hope you enjoy. Skyrim is vast, and while we have prominent cities like Windhelm, Solitude, Markarth, Riften, and Whiterun, we do have significantly less populated and smaller holds and cities. Of these smaller cities, we have Dawnstar, Winterhold, Falkreath, and Morthal. Looking at each of these, there are reasons why most of them will continue to exist past the year 201 of the 4th era. And so with this, we're going to kind of give an explanation on why each of these smaller cities will exist, and which one of them will kind of fade away. And I guess by the title of this video, you'll understand which city that is, and I'm going to explain a little bit on why what other city could kind of replace it, or settlement could replace it. The reason I bring this up is because we have games like the Elder Scrolls Online that introduce new cities that we don't necessarily see in the games that take place further down the timeline. And they're not necessarily cities either, they could be smaller settlements like Bleak Rock Isle, but essentially we know that these settlements exist, but we don't see them further down the timeline, such as in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. With that being said, this video is meant to analyze which of these cities could fade away. I know there's some things where in the past, at least with the Elder Scrolls Online, there's 2 eras that go by in between that, so it's possible these cities can just simply fade away, and that introduces the question of which city will fade away next. Falkreath is perhaps the largest of these. It's semi-fortified and also has naturally fortified areas, and has all the essentials when compared to the other smaller holds. While it does supply arms and armaments to the Legion in Skyrim, it also serves as a strategic location due to its proximity with Cyrodiil. Whether it's the Stormcloaks or the Legion that are holding this at the time, the Imperials could easily use this as a base, whereas the Stormcloaks could use this as a staging ground for either an invasion of Cyrodiil or a potential defense of the province of Skyrim. All in all, Falkreath is a fertile land as well. It doesn't get nearly the harsh kind of weather that northern Skyrim gets, and is surrounded by, has a massive lake in the center of the hold, and is surrounded by fertile soil that you could use to cultivate. Combine this with resources like lumber, I could hardly see this fading away anytime soon. Even with the destruction of Helgen, again, it's very difficult to see this fading away. Helgen was one of the few towns that we see that was actually fortified. And I mean actually fortified. It had its own fort that was made of stone walls, and even had wooden fortifications around the town itself. The only time we see anything similar to that is in Riverwood, where we see semi-walls that are built to defend the area. With that, that's why I find it relatively difficult, and I see Falkreath not disappearing anytime soon, and if anything, I see Helgen being rebuilt soon due to the fact that it connects the rift with Falkreath. Dawnstar has 2 very big reasons that it won't disappear. One, it's a port, and one of only 3 ports in Skyrim. That gives it a major strategic and economic value, so that alone I could see it not disappearing. But to reinforce it, too, it does have a massive mining operation with both iron and quicksilver being mined out of the area, so it will not go away anytime soon, and that's just because it also boosts the economic and, again, really the strategic value, because you can use iron to build weaponry and armaments, etc. Winterhold is weird. After its collapse, or sort of destruction, it still has the College of Winterhold, which boosts its value only because it's within proximity of it. While the Stormcloak Jarl is very bad, for lamest terms, the Imperial Jarl does seem keen to rebuild if they take over. Its proximity to the college means I don't see it really necessarily going away anytime soon, but honestly I'm not too sure either, because it could just fade away if it doesn't get rebuilt at all, or any sort of effort or relief put into it. But at its current moment, or at least for the next couple centuries, I don't think it'll fade away anytime soon, purely just because of its proximity to the college. That leaves just Morthal, and Morthal is messed up, to say the least. It's incredibly poor, and the only thing that gives it any sort of value is its lumber mill, but literally every other hold except Winterhold has one. But let's be real, Winterhold also does have at least an excuse for that. That being said, Morthal has no port, no smithy, and really has not much in general. It's located in a swamp, and its status as a major hold, or at least Morthal as a capital, hasn't been long either, as it's missing in Morrowind's Codex circa 427 of the Third Era, and also doesn't appear in the map from Oblivion, or at least the Cyrodiilic map coming in 432, 433 of the Third Era either. But we do know it exists, because it appears in the Elder Scrolls Online, which happens in the Second Era, so it has existed for some time. However, that doesn't necessarily stop it from fading away. Now, there are a few scenarios I could see happening to Morthal in the future. One being it's completely abandoned and we just see it fade away in like some of the cities we see, like Bleak Rock Isle. Or I see it kind of transitioning, and neither faction can really pop up a capable leader, and its little strategic value means that I could see the areas being like resettled, like Stonehills, for example. So a transitioning of a capital to a different area. And Stonehills, there's a reason I pick it. Its proximity in trade with Solitude is noteworthy. Granted, it is further away from Solitude than Morthal. It's still close enough to be traded with, especially since the Thane of one of the Thanes of Solitude owns the mine that is a big resource in itself. But that means you have a guaranteed trade route in itself. And with that, you have a working mine that produces iron. And I could see easily a lumber mill being relocated out there, and there you go. You have everything you need to build necessary buildings and supplies to prop up new homes. But with the lumber mill combined with the smithy that's already there and the iron ore, it increases its value tremendously. I could see new homes and new people coming in just to settle in the area because it provides work. Then it has its own proximity to Dawnstar. Being closer to Dawnstar gives it an access to another port and access to another trade partner and potentially other trade partners because it has access to 2 ports now instead of just the 1. But with that, that is the second one I have. The third being that it's just completely phased out as a hold in itself, because it's not that valuable of a hold. Hjalmark is a swamp for the most part, and I could easily see areas like Harfinger and the Pale just absorbing both of the areas, maybe whatever it is they can claim, and the hold just fades away itself. But those are the only scenarios I could really see that would be possible. What do you guys think? I would like to know your comments or your thoughts in the comments below or in the Discord chat. It's definitely an interesting topic because we see a lot of cities fade away. With that, though, I hope to see you in the Discord chat. The link is in the description down below, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Peace. If you enjoyed, please like this video because it really lets me know you're enjoying this content. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. The links are right here for you to click on, and the Discord chat link is right here as well. And overall, I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.